What's up, everybody, and welcome to another Shock and Awe Toy Reviews. I'm Wilson.
I'm Mr. Berg.
And Toast.
I am joining you.
And we're taking a look at this figure. What is this figure?
This is a toy that you can buy at Big Bad Toy Store if you want, and many other things. This is Batman Hush MAFEX No.105, based on the artwork of some guy.
Is it 105?
That's what's that?
Yeah.
I thought you said 109.
Number 109.
All right, so Batman. This is, correct me if I'm wrong, Toast, Nightfall Batman, specifically?
Hush.
Hush Batman, sorry. Hush.
Big letters on the box.
Yeah, I can't read.
This is based off of Batman number 608.
Sure. Yeah, sounds right.
When Jim Lee came back to drawing comics the umpteenth time and took over Batman. Can anyone remember who it was written by?
Jeff Loeb.
Wow.
Yeah, I read it.
I didn't buy the singles. I got the trade.
Yeah, I read the trade too.
That's why I don't know. It was 608. Sounds right.
Yeah. Moving on to paint and sculpt. As usual, let's start there. He's got
I'm Batman.
He's got a nice big cloth cape that is actually, I don't mind that much.
Really?
That much.
Disagreement.
Uh-oh.
Impending.
We'll talk about that at the end.
All right, so we're going to work our way down. Here is a very extremely Jim Lee-esque head. It's almost perfect.
It's got the small pointy ears that
Small
he did.
pointy ears near the, slightly in the back. It's got the gigantic lantern jaw. It's got the Jim Lee triangle white eyes. It's got the forehead wrinkles. It is painted very well. It's got a nice little black wash to add some darkness to it and to bring out some of the details. It has got little faint ears, just like Jim Lee, our good buddy, draws. A lot of soup cans going on. It has a separate cowl piece that matches his head very well, and then we have the aforementioned cloth cape, which does not match at all, but is as close as you can get to plastic and cloth. Then he has the Jim Lee designed 5-pointed bat symbol on his chest. No yellow because Jim Lee says nuh-uh. Very well done. Within the lines, it's actually sculpted and then painted. Kind of doesn't work because you get a little ridge there, but that's actually how Jim Lee sometimes draws it. So we'll go with it. All the gray has a slight dark wash on it to help bring out some of the muscle tone. There's Jim Lee's version of Frank Miller's Batman belt, which is very nicely sculpted, goes all the way around, and has a yellow with it, again, another dark brown wash on it that works really well. Got his blue underwear, same black and blue wash pants, same black and blue on this. These are sculpted in almost the exact same way as Jim Lee draws it. I would even go so far to say as these are Jim Lee football biceps. If you've ever listened to Jim Lee draw or talk about drawing, everything is ropes or football shapes.
Soup cans.
Soup cans, yeah.
Leg, thigh muscles are sculpted, again, in my opinion, extremely Jim Lee-esque. Same gray and black wash goes down. Then we have boots, which are sculpted and then painted on. There is a little bit of paint miss up there where the blue is not there, or it might be a scrape, I can't tell. And down to the boots. It is a very plain, it is one sculpt, but it is 100 comic book-esque.
Hold on, you're missing something very important.
You are. Let's see the bottom of that boot. We have to show it.
That is Jim Lee.
That's 100 Jim Lee.
Right there it says Martha Wayne.
God. It's so bad, dude. You know, Jim Lee's a good artist,
Got two.
but why the fuck would he put a W on the bottom of his boot?
Wayne Manor.
He's a man
He
obsessed.
kicks someone in the face and then they know who he is.
If If I kicked you in the face, would you know what the bottom of my shoe looked like? No,
Yeah,
you'd be
I'd
going,
look at the imprint in
"You
my
dumb
forehead.
You broke your leg.
Yeah.
Since this is MAFEX, they have their crazy elbow design that looks awful. One of the worst. Not as bad as Storm Collectibles, I would say.
Knees probably look the same.
Knees do look the same.
If you can get the cape out of the way.
It's a huge game.
And they did a semi-decent job of matching the inside gray to the painted gray, but a terrible job with the outside gray joint matching that. So it doesn't show up much on camera, but in person, it's super crazy annoying again.
Is there much shading on the muscle tones to make it stand out?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Totally some black wash on the muscles to bring
Cool.
out the Jim Lee Scott Williams inked forearms.
Awesome. Do you think he inked this?
No, because it has no feathering or hatching lines.
All right, let's move this little bastard around.
So first you got to move this crazy cape out of the way. And then you got head joint up here, head joint in the neck. Gets you all kinds of Jim Lee Deadpool crookedness. Can't look up too much, but he can look down very well. He has a butterfly joint in his shoulder. He has the regular shoulders go super crazy up all the way around, double jointed elbows, get you plenty of range. He's got ball jointed wrists. They can go up and down. You just got to line up right. Tons of torso movement, except that he's got the torso movement where you get the giant crack in his torso, waist swivel, ball jointed hips, and swivel. It's got great range, and I love how it actually looks really nice. Like usually it's kind of awkward in the knee transition, but this folds out.
It is a really nice knee.
Yeah.
Yep. He has the dislocate your hip so it goes out more joint. Boop. And then gets tons of ankle tilt movement up and down, and knees. He's super articulated.
Toes.
Knees and toes. And he can get any Jim Lee pose to show you that he's Bruce Wayne.
How many wires are in the cape? 4?
4.
There's a wire here and here, and then there's one quarter of a way down, and then I would have liked it if there was one in the middle,
Yeah.
but there's not. But they work really well. I've been messing with this cape, and as much as I don't like cloth capes, this cape can do some really cool things like that. Like
It sticks nicely. It holds, at least for now. I wonder if over time if that's gonna not work as well, but
if there's a pose you think Jim Lee can draw, this guy can go it, and his cape can get pretty damn close.
accessories.
So it comes with 2 different styles of Batarang. I don't really know how to describe these. We've got
You have a Robin style with no ears, and then you have a slightly more Batman chest symbol with some head and ears.
yeah, that's right. We've got 2 different grapnels, and he has grapnel fists. So this is a metal wire. This is not plastic.
No sh**.
So this is one of the grapnel pieces. This is the longer one. Both of them will peg into the hand, the grapnel gun hand.
Nice.
He's got 2 different grapnel fists, left and right.
Very cool.
But that is a metal piece. It's not plastic, so that's not.
You're not worried that's gonna break?
Well, so I guess the concern is bending because
Mhm.
I mean it didn't bend in the packaging like if it were plastic, but I guess it could bend and then might permanently be bent.
Might get a kink in it.
Right. So I guess that's a concern.
It's always nice to have a kink every now and then, though.
It is nicely painted though.
These are his grapple gun
Right.
hands. What I really like, I don't know how well it shows up on camera, is that you can see the spooling of the cord underneath where it plugs in.
It's also nicely painted on the sides with the black lines.
Batarangs already in his fists that look like claws.
Snick, snick, snick.
They do look like Wolverine claws.
Maybe that's how he scales buildings when he runs out of compressed gas.
And then we have punching hands, trigger hands.
Kind of relaxed hands.
Relaxed hands, but you could fit a Batarang into those.
Okay.
So for posing.
And then he can hold them like in his palm, and can he also hold them between his fingers
between
if
the
he wanted?
fingers,
Yeah. Okay. I find it an odd choice that they gave you ones with them in the fingers when you could just put them in yourself.
And they don't match.
Yeah.
It's a little weird. So he's got all of those plus the 2 fists that come standard.
Yep.
And then heads.
Heads, extra gritty teeth.
Thank you.
That is such a Jim Lee.
With the same amount of teeth visible on top
That's
and
the
bottom.
that's the Jim Lee clutching the porcelain, just get it out.
And then an unmasked Bruce Wayne head with
And
neck.
I don't know how well it shows up, but there is blue Star Trek highlights in his black hair.
Yeah.
Those are super crazy Jim Lee inked. Jim Lee, Scott Williams inked Batman eyebrows, Bruce Wayne eyebrows. If you look it out there, you can see how he draws Batman and Superman differently. This is definitely his Bruce Wayne.
So why is that an interesting choice?
Me personally, I've never cared for unmasked heads. Like, just never use them. At least for superheroes.
I do prefer unmasked heads.
I know you were telling me that earlier, and
I like options.
to me it's weird, but it's just not. It's not my bag kind of thing.
All right. There's also a stand that is heavily taped to the bottom of the tray still.
And it's the typical kind of stand we usually see with these
Yeah.
things.
Articulated, and then there's a waist clip.
All right. Cool.
All right, for a bit of size comparison, here is DC Direct New 52 Earth 2 Batman,
Correct?
Gotham by Gaslight Batman by Mattel, Hunk of Poo, MAFEX Batman, and Superhero Figure Arts.
Predator. Yes. So I brought Predator because when I first put Batman on the shelf, it was right next to Predator. I'm like, oh man, these two look perfect together.
So he is a short 6-inch figure.
Yeah.
He probably fits in with the Star Wars black size of more realistic human size 6-inch figures.
Having the Ninja Turtles Batman out here next to almost all of these toys makes me dislike the toy more.
Is that possible? What? I've tried. I can't get him to pass the 1 foot test. His cape is just too unwieldy to get him there. I'm sure if I spent more time I could do it, but yeah.
There you go.
Damn.
He's kind of cheating with one of the wires, but there he is. Down to
The bottom line. Let's rate him, Mr. Berg. Why don't you go start? Why don't you start?
I'm gonna. How much was this guy?
So I bought him from overseas, pre-shipping. I think if you get him in the U.S., he's 100. I got him for 80.
Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and give him. I'm gonna give him a 4 out of 5 hammers, because I'm not a Jim Lee fan. Shocker, I know. So I was never going to love this toy as much as I kind of like it. He's super fun to play with. I actually really, 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 really dig the cape, but I hate the cape as well because it doesn't look right still. It's really good at what it does, but it still looks like you have a t-shirt on a toy.
A little bit, yeah.
I love the posability. The paint is really well done. Before anyone says it or points out, which no one will because no one ever comments anymore, except for Yarmo. Hi, Yarmo. I hate the knees and elbow joints, but that's a given.
I do wish they looked better.
I dig the accessories. It's probably got too many hands because,
It's a lot of hands.
yeah. I don't need him to do all that stuff, but he does what he's supposed to do. He's one of the best 6-inch Batmans I played
On
with.
the higher end that you can
high
get.
end,
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give him 4 out of 5 hammers.
Sweet. All right, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to give him a 4 while this is not my... What did you say?
Copycat.
Yes, copycat. 4 out of 5. This is not my preferred Batman, not necessarily because it's Jim Lee, but because it's a blue Batman. I've never liked the blue cape and the blue look on him.
There's a black version coming.
I was just about to mention that. Funny you said that. I was looking on Big Bad Toy Store, and there's a black version that you can get that's very interesting. He's the same price, $94.99. The cape, while cool, has very nice posability. Way too big.
No.
Really? You don't think so? I mean, yes, it's probably a Jim Lee, but I think in toy form, it just doesn't translate as well as I would like. And I don't like the mismatch here, how there's this rubber piece. I can see why it's like that. There's no other way to do that if you're going to do a cloth cape.
I would love to turn this into a Christian Bale's Batman costume sucks discussion.
Yeah.
Because of that same reason.
That same reason, yeah. But he's I agree, he's cool, he's fun to play with. If this is your kind of Batman, for sure, pick him up. And he's a really good high-end toy. Toast is your toy.
So I got this guy a few days ago, and immediately out of the box, I was a little disappointed. In the cape. Those wires are very thick. There's a lot of fabric. I didn't think the cape would be as big. It's a lot of bulk up in the shoulders, unless you get it out of the way, which can be done. I just think you have to pose him dynamically. You can't have him stoically like a stance on a shelf somewhere. So
you don't buy a MAFEX toy.
No. It's true that you don't buy a MAFEX toy and have him pose statically on a shelf. What I was hoping was I could get the whole Hush line. I'm still hoping there's a Poison Ivy. She's going to be...
Well, did you get Hush?
I haven't pre-ordered him yet. He's like sometime next year. I wanted to get him before I bought Superman. And now I'm worried Superman's cape is going to be like this.
Yeah.
So I have not ordered Superman, but I am getting Catwoman.
Okay.
Thankfully, there's no cloth goods on that, so
Right.
I'm hoping she's awesome. Listening to you two tonight, I like it better. I still haven't decided. I think the score is rising.
Yeah?
I'd give it a 3.5 at the moment.
Rising Stars?
The comic series. So at the moment, he's a 3.5. I'm going to take him home, play with him some more. It could keep rising if I get used to the cape, but it's just a lot of bulky fabric.
I think you'll be much happier with Superman.
I don't know.
Superman doesn't have the collar piece.
You think he has wires?
I have no idea.
Okay. Wait and see.
Could always just, look at the solicitation.
Well, I looked at the solicitations on this guy, and I was still surprised.
I'll let you know later tonight.
Okay. Good
Closable
times.
wired fabric cape on Superman.
All right. So at the moment, 3.5, possibly rising.
Oh, that's been it for this review. The MAFEX Hush Batman. Check out the Big Bad Toy Store link in the show notes if you want to get this or any other Big Bad toys. We appreciate you watching. Any and all amount that you did. Social media stuff is also in the show notes. Thank you, and until next time.